Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tim Poole, and you're listening to the latest episode of Civil War Cast. This one's getting interesting.
I get a lot of people, they say, Tim, you're so mean to people sometimes that they won't want to come on your show. And I'm like, the people I'm mean to, I don't care if they come on my show, okay? Anybody I call evil and like a scumbag, you know, I'm going to call them that because that's how I feel. And if that means they don't want to come on my show, fine. Could you imagine if I was like, I better not call that evil prick a scumbag because then I won't be able to bring him on my show for internet points? Sorry, not interested. But let me just tell you, I'm just gonna say all this stuff, which I probably shouldn't say considering, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Someone asked, why don't we get a debate with like RFK Jr.? He won't do it. RFK Jr. won't do it. And we've asked several times. And only people like Vivek Ramaswamy and Donald Trump, because he goes on these shows too, are going to be the ones who can make it in politics. But for the time being, when someone says, why don't you get RFK? We've asked him a million times. He's scared. Okay? I'm not trying to be a dick, but we've been told like, look, you know, we can't do it. These debates on cable TV are like, we know what they're going to ask. And a show like this, you don't even know. I'm like, what do we do on this show? We pull up the top trending news stories and we will talk about them. If you cannot talk about the top trending news, you should not be in politics. Go cry, go run home to your mama. Because she'll comfort you while you cry and say, the man asked me a hard question. Have fun.
But like we were talking about earlier, people are afraid to go to platforms like this or come to places like this. And because of that, they are fed a narrative that is not based in reality, that is not based in facts on the ground. And they look at actual real things when they hear about them and they're shocked.
Just the other night, I was hanging out with some other parents that we know, and they're fairly apolitical, but they understand more or less, you know, what's going on, but not to any degree that we talk about.
Sure.
And I started to feel bad because I was telling them about my reporting from Yuma, and I felt like I was breaking their hearts and their spirit because they were so appalled. And I'm like, and I kept going because I'm like, I'm not even done. I have so much more to tell you. It is so crazy dystopian down there, and I could see it in their eyes being like, this is insane. It's so alarming. And then back to the Civil War stuff, I always think about the day before lockdown in New York, in the suburbs where I was, it dawned on me to go report from a gun store and see what was going on. Then I was thinking about, there's this band, Every Time I Die, they have a lyric called Paranoia is the Disease of the Unarmed. I think that's from Last Night in Town. And I thought of that sentence, that lyric, and I was like, I'm going to go to the gun store and see what's going on with people. It's a great line. I went to the gun shop. It was mayhem.
Yeah,
there were people running in who never owned a gun, buying rifles and shotguns. I saw two people in such panic mode leave their guns there after they bought them. I saw another guy outside leave his gun on the car and drive off without it. Wow. They were free. There was nothing on the walls anymore. The ammo was gone. I got a lot of ammo from my shotgun, but like, it was crazy watching people. And so like at that point, society hadn't collapsed the way it has now, and they were just afraid of other people.
I think the pain points are starting to increase though, because the guy that just wants to go get milk for his family, what happened to the price of that milk? What happened to the price at the pump? And I think hundreds and hundreds of thousands of migrants, we keep seeing the videos. I just was in the Phoenix airport. You could see the illegal immigrants all over the floor over there, just like Ashley St. Clair and Taylor Hansen took video of. In Europe, when you had that number of migrants, and now they're coming from Africa, they're coming from the Middle East, it's like they've emptied out Central America already into America. When you have that level of migrants, they're doing inordinate amounts of crime, crazy amounts of crime. And the pain points of everyday Americans, we keep having this many people come through the southern border, that pain point is going to increase to the normies paying attention. I think that normies are actually starting to get tuned into a crazy level than they used to be.
That video that Marjorie Taylor Greene posted, where you can see the thousands running under the barrier and running in, when I showed that to normies, they flipped out. Yeah. And I'm not exaggerating. They were just like, what is that? What's going on? And I'm like, that's our border. And they're like, we don't have a country anymore if that's the case. Look, it's a crazy world, but we see through it. And every day, more and more people are waking up to what CNN does. It's fascinating. If you are watching CNN, you're literally not paying attention. If you are reading Twitter, you're paying more attention. So it's varying degrees. Watching CNN is the opposite of paying attention.
If you haven't already, would you kindly smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, share the show with your friends, and head over to Timcast.com. Someone pointed out to me that Timcast.com has a higher credibility rating than CNN.com. That's kind of funny. CNN's garbage, so let's go to Super Chats! Rebel Without a Cause says, "Hi, I'm the journalist known formerly as Tim Pool. Since changing my diet to keto, I've also changed my name. I am now Slim Pool." Oh, there you go.